try. Yeah, she likes to keep thinking that she's
I'm
now.
very hip and
For
now
your age,
and with it.
For your age.
And groovy.
Sure, yeah. You want to tell the people how old you are?
Hello, YouTube. Hi.
Hi, so I'm Now.
I'm them.
And every now and then we do stupid videos about different things, so.
They're not stupid.
Yes.
Well, so far they've been kind of silly and yeah. So we've got another one. Actually, this is supposed to be our intro video.
I was going to say this is our first video, so they have no idea what you mean by our other videos.
That's true,
Yeah.
because see, we filmed some other videos before we're filming our intro video. This is our intro video.
You want to tell the people how old you are?
I'm sure they'll figure out in time from the sagging chin and
Yeah, you want to tell, stop. Don't do that.
I'm a baby boomer.
Yeah.
I'm the tail end of the baby boomers.
She's
Like
boomer.
the very, really.
She's not the tail end. No.
Pretty close to the tail end of the
No.
baby boomers.
This
yes?
this says you're not the tail end.
That's what our video is about today, is about these generational divides. So here's my millennial daughter. You're
Yes.
a millennial, right?
I am a millennial.
You're a millennial.
Yes, and so I'm just gonna preface this by saying everything that we're looking at for these different generations are all over the place. People are just making it up. They don't know.
They'll say different things.
Their generations are not. It's not like every 20 years, exactly on that date, a new generation starts.
Well, no. And actually, okay, so what I was reading, I have no idea if any of this is true. Well, I know the census piece is true. So the Census Department of the United States defined baby boomers. That's the only generation that they have a definition
Yeah,
for.
that one's the only one that's clearly defined. But even those,
That's from everybody coming back from World War II and having sex. A lot of it for a lot of years, because baby boomers go all the way up to 64. So it's 20 years of sex.
Almost 20 years. It's 1946 to 1964.
Pretty close.
So 55 to 73 are baby
Lots
boomers.
and lots of babies. Oh, did you know
What?
that you're kind of like a boomer baby?
I am not a boomer baby.
You're kind
I'm
of
a millennial.
You should. This is my storm baby.
No.
This is my storm baby. There
No.
should be a stormy generation from all the people
No.
who came back from Desert Storm
No.
and had babies. This is my storm baby.
Stop. TMI. TMI. Stop. No touching. Stop. Don't be creepy. Don't be talking about conceiving me and then going, oh.
Mother's Day. I conceived her on Mother's Day.
Stop. Stop. TMI. We're cutting that out. People do not need to know when I was conceived. No. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted.
Oh, I wasn't done. Oh, no, go ahead. Your turn.
They're just making up the generations. Other than the baby boomers, which are clearly defined as 1946 to 1964. Sorry. You're kind of on the tail end, but you're still right
on the tail end.
She was born in 1960, so do the math on how old I did.
Told.
I did.
Told. Oh
They
my
need
God.
to know.
They don't need to. Did you need to know this?
Comparison wise, all right. When you talk about millennials, or my sister who's older than me, she's Gen X. Okay, some people put that. There's a weird overlap where they say sometimes the Gen X is actually millennial, and sometimes they say I'm Gen X. I don't think I've actually seen that one. People have different definitions. Okay, like I can tell you, I 100%. Well, this one I agree with, but some of the other ones.
This one's kind of basic. So we have a basic list here. So we've got 1900 to 1924 is the GI generation. I don't know where that comes from, but my grandparents were from the greatest generation.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
also
World
called the
War I.
greatest generation.
Yeah, I don't
again,
know
all
what
the
this
names
GI generation
go
is.
all over the place.
And then 1925 to 45 is the silent generation. I don't really know why they call them that, the silent generation, but
because it's before movies had sound and talkies, and also because we don't have a lot of recordings from then of just people talking and that.
Okay, so this was 1925 to 1945. So that included the big stock market crash and the Depression and World War II. I don't know how silent they would have been.
silent as in media and what we have and what's recorded.
You think?
Yes, for actual sound,
Maybe.
not actual history.
I don't
It's
know.
not the Black Ages.
Is it the Black Ages? The Dark Ages! Oh my god.
Dark Ages,
The
whatever.
Dark
You
Ages,
know what I
not the
meant.
Black Ages.
You knew what I meant. Black Plague was during the Dark Ages. We've got our own plague, but it's not.
Was it? I don't know. History dates. It was definitely before my time.
Barely. Ow. I was trying to find one. I don't know if you found it on here with it, but they were trying to say the beatnik generation, and you saw the one where they were trying to say, what was it? Yeah, the Generation Jones.
Oh yeah. So another name for my generation, they split up put that back. They split up the baby boomers.
Yeah.
Where are you going? No, baby boomers. Down.
It was right there. Why do you don't need to read it? It says Generation Jones.
Here. Good golly. Give me that mouse. Some children. Okay. So this one says that the baby boomers were 46 to 64, but then it has an additional breakdown. It says Generation Jones.
A subcategory, like keeping
Born
up with the
55
Joneses.
to 65. So it's
Yeah.
1 year past the boomers. Keeping up with the Joneses, the slang term Jones for desire. Then
And,
Gen
yeah.
X, 65 to 80. Is that what the other one said?
Yeah, and again, it's they're saying millennials started in 1981, and I'm like, no.
Oh, they have another category on this one. Zennials. Zennials, 77 to 83. A micro generation, also known as the Oregon Trail generation. Why, did everybody move to Oregon in the 70s?
No, the game, mother. They had an analog childhood and a digital adulthood.
What's that got to do
They
with the
started
Oregon Trail?
playing Oregon Trail, the game. We've talked about this because I played Oregon Trail as a kid. But no, they're just
making stuff up.
In my opinion, and it's completely wrong according to, I guess, the people who decide this. In my opinion, the Gen X went until at least 85. At least.
Part of what's supposed to bring these generations together is that they were born in a similar time frame and had similar experiences and stuff growing up.
Millennials, okay, so this one's trying to say millennials started in 1980. I think that's too soon. I do like that it goes all the way to 2000 because there's a bunch of them that say millennials ended in 1995.
Yeah,
and I'm
is
sorry.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's
that would
millennials.
make-
It's supposed to.
That would make
cross over
Gen
the
Zers, that would
millennium.
make the oldest Gen Zers right now 25, and I strongly disagree with that. For, again, 1990s to 2000, you're a millennial. Anytime after that, you're Gen Z, you're fine. But I think part of the reason why they're also getting shorter with these different generations, and like you said, it's all about the culture, right?
Yeah.
Some of the older ones, they're more grouped together even though it's a longer time period because they have the same values, ideas, they sit together in demographics and what they believe and all of that. And now that we're in a more digital age and things change much more quickly.
Much more quickly.
Yes.
So the generations need to roll over just as quickly.
Especially when the generations are happening, they seem to come up with different names. Like for Gen Z, I saw Z Kids and Zennials. I remember Zillennials was supposed to be one that was coming up, and I think that was just for millennials who were on the cusp between the two.
Yeah.
I personally, and I think this is just what it should be, is Zoomers. You heard Zoomers, right?
I wouldn't want somebody calling me a Zoomer.
Why? They call you a boomer.
Boom is a good word.
Okay.
Zoomer just sounds like
You're a boomer because boom, the baby population exploded.
Right.
Yes.
Boom.
Zoomers. Zoomers,
Zooms.
again, cultural reference, referring to all the kids right now going through all their school and using Zoom for everything. It's a cultural aspect of it. So I think it makes perfect sense. I like the fact that it goes back to like it's boomers versus Zoomers. I like that. Yes.
What is this Generation Alpha?
So I guess they're trying to go with what comes after Gen Z because we went all the way through the alphabet apparently, and so now we got to start over. But all that makes me think is that then there's going to be a beta generation?
I don't know. Well, you know the whole thing behind Gen X. So I've heard the whole thing behind the X label is some guy who said that you shouldn't be labeling people. Just call them Generation X. It's supposed to be a stand-in. It wasn't actually supposed to be a label. And then it just became a letter. So now they followed with Y and Z. And now we have to start over at Alpha. But I think it's the marketing.
Yeah, I think that's the whole reason
yeah.
why generations and continuing, because especially doing all the research and looking at the different things for this video.
So this is my millennial daughter, right? I know you guys get a lot of blame for
Killing industries.
For having an apathetic view.
I mean, the reason why we're killing so many industries is because we're poor. So the difference between millennials and Gen Z, I mean, we still have, both of us have a lot of the same prospects and the same issues with, you know, college degrees not meaning what they used to, jobs and how much they pay, whether or not you have a degree or not, you know, doesn't mean as much as it used to, especially for your generation. A college degree meant a lot and did a lot of things, right? But the difference is yeah, millennials aren't apathetic, but
No.
we are definitely more pessimistic, I think, in our viewpoint and a lot of things with it. Gen Z, on the other hand, is completely aware of all the same realities that millennials are, but they're, instead of taking it of like a angry and upset type thing, they're just like, yeah, screw it. Everything's screwed, so we might as well have fun. And there's a lot more chaos, I think, in Gen Z, partly just because they also, like we were talking about, their slang is instantaneously, it changes from you can't really say that there's one, you can't say all Gen Zers say groovy like they want to say for boomers. There's not anything that sticks around long enough. I think if you look at it, you know, each generation likes to rebel from the generation before, right? Baby boomers had a lot of social change that happened in their lifetime. Gen X, we had the .com revolution, so we had a lot of technological revolutions going on with it. Millennials, in a way that no one really expected and maybe we didn't actually want or push for, as an entire revolution in industry, in what we buy, what we prioritize, what we pay for. Again, finances has a lot to do with it. And Gen Z, I think, is going through another social change. Mostly, we just want you to know who we are, what we're going to be talking about, and what I have as a viewpoint as a millennial and her viewpoint that she has as a boomer. Yeah, just showing things that she grew up with versus things I grew up with, and just the difference in a lot of that stuff.
So if you like that idea, come and join us. We're going to try and put out videos at least twice a week, fingers crossed. This one, of course, we're starting on December 1st. Yeah, that's our idea. So today should be December 1st when we're sending this one out, our very first video. And after that, we should be putting out 2 every week. Did we decide what day of the week we're doing it on?
Nope. You'll have to figure it out. Just subscribe if you want to see more.
Yes.
Watch us fumble through trying to start YouTube channel and do all of that.
Exactly.
Yes.
We figured it out.
Yeah. Yes. Give us a like if you like it. Give us a dislike if you didn't like it. So, you know, feedback is good. Leave us in the comments, especially like we said, where the lines go.
And for now, that's all we have for you today. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Baby boomers, be cool, peace, groovy, way out.
Way out. Far out. It was more far out than way out, but yeah, same difference.
Millennials, bling, funky, dope, for shiz, and what's up? For shiz.
For shiz?
No one said for shiz. Not even, when it first started, it was ironic from the very beginning. No one says that. And I'm sorry, what's up? So beer commercial was a Super Bowl ad, beer commercial, and they were just literally going back and forth on the phone. What's up?
Oh,
What's
God.
up? That's it.